This is the morning weather video. This is for Monday, the 23rd of October. This is James Spann, and Alabama's weather stays dry this week. And goodness, we need some rain. The last time we had a really decent rain, over a half inch, was way back in mid-September. We might see a little bit maybe Tuesday of next week, around Halloween. We'll talk about it. This is the upper air look across the country early this morning, and ridging building across the deep south. Got a big trough back in the western states with that ridge, though, that will deflect the major rain producers north and west of the state in coming days. Got a big range of temperatures across the state this morning. We've got 43 at Gadsden, 60 in Birmingham. This is why this is not a one-number place when you forecast lows. On a clear, calm morning, it depends on wind and elevation. If we have any scattered clouds around. And around the state, we've got 47 at Huntsville, Dothan at 62, Mobile at 60. Highs today will be in the upper 70s and probably some low 80s in spots. Temperatures will be above average this week. So this is the watch warning map. We've got winter storm watches in effect for parts of Montana and Wyoming and Washington state. How about that? Of course, they're under the trough out there. Freeze warnings in effect for parts of Ohio, West Virginia, and some of the adjacent states. Got a marginal risk of severe storms today for parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin in advance of a front. Tomorrow, a couple of marginal risks far to the north and west of here. And on day 3, Wednesday, a marginal risk of severe storms over parts of Texas. A lot of rain this week from Texas up through parts of the southern plains into the Great Lakes. But the ridge holding steady down here across the deep south. Nothing for the next 7 days. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. And again, there's evidence we'll see some rain by Tuesday of next week, October 31st, but probably not a lot. And these drought conditions will continue to intensify this week. And again, the way it works, they release the drought monitor once a week. They release these things every Thursday morning. We'll get the next update here in a few days, but we clearly need some rain. In the tropics, a couple of features in the Atlantic Basin. We have Hurricane Tammy, well north of Puerto Rico, and Invest 95L, which is in the far, far western Caribbean, near the coast of Central America. Here's the 7-day outlook, and we also should notice over in the eastern Pacific, we have a system by the name of Otis. My man. That'll be coming up toward the coast of Mexico. Concerning Invest 95, the feature there in the far western Caribbean, that is headed into Central America. That will not be a developing system that comes up in the Gulf. Here's a look at Tammy this morning. The top winds are 80 miles per hour. And again, this is moving away from the northern Leeward Islands and well north of Puerto Rico. We'll check the forecast track from the Hurricane Center, and since we last spoke on Friday, there's been a change of thinking here. Initially, it looked like this thing would just slingshot out into the open North Atlantic with no threat to land, but all of a sudden, Saturday, the models developed this upper low north of the system, which will tend to want to bend it back to the west. And the latest track from the Hurricane Center suggests this could be a post-tropical storm near Bermuda late Friday night. But there is huge uncertainty here. So check this out. This is the European ensemble. This is pretty wild. You got half the members going left, half the members going right. So you kind of have to stick with a mean here, but that expresses great, great uncertainty, in the ultimate direction of this thing. And also, will it stay a tropical system or just fizzle out or become a post-tropical cold core system? Very interesting case study here. We'll keep an eye on that in coming days. So model fans, this is the GFS, the 06C run, valid today at 4. Got the big trough in the west, ridging developing here, and we are warm and dry. Warm for the season. I'd say the high today between 77 and 82. We should be in the low to mid-70s this time of the year. And that's going to be the case throughout the week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. By the end of the week, we're going to see low 80s in the weekend. It will be warm for the end of October. This is Saturday as the weekend begins. No rain, warm and dry. Again, low 80s in many spots. And the same thing on Sunday. That upper high will keep the rain off to the west. And some really cold air we're watching up over the northern states. This is a week from today, Monday, October 30th. The upper high holds over the Gulf, troughing off to the west. The rain creeping closer, but it still stays just north and west of here. And again, there is evidence that we will see that batch of showers coming in here on Tuesday of next week, which is Halloween. We don't think it's going to be a big rain event, but we should see a little bit. Let's go out 10 days. This is Wednesday, the 1st of November. And again, you can see troughing in here and evidence. We still might see a few showers around with a pretty good pop of cool air behind that. Now, we're seeing evidence we could see easily the coolest air so far this season over the latter half of next week. And that could see frosty mornings for a lot of places. So this is rain for Birmingham off the European Ensemble. And there's hope out there 10, 15 days out that we'll begin to see rain increasing. In fact, some of the ensemble members are in excess of 3 inches, but the mean is about 1 inch for the next 15 days. Here's a look at temperatures coming off the NBM, the National Blend of Models for Birmingham, and you can see we're going to be mild to warm through the weekend. Upper 70s through Wednesday, low 80s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But then look at the numbers come way down toward the latter half of next week. By Thursday, November 2nd, the high dropping to 60, the low dropping to 44, which means many spots away from the city could see some frost at that point, with lows in the 30s. Latest 8 to 14-day guidance. This is for October 30th through November 5th. Awfully cold up north. Temperatures near average for a pretty good chunk of Alabama. So goodness gracious, this stirred up a fuss over the weekend. Sky optics. And it's nice to know that people are looking up. We're so busy these days, and we look at these phones all day. We don't look up enough. But this is what it looked like in the Alabama sky, really over the weekend, both days, Saturday and yesterday. And I took one of the images from yesterday and kind of marked it up a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of just some of the features. And we're used to 22-degree halos and sundogs. That's fairly common. But with this cirrus shield we had, you could also see some of the other cool things. The circumzenithal arc, we saw a lot of those, that smiling rainbow. And, of course, there's no rain anywhere around, but those are cirrus clouds. And a lot of them coming from Norma, which is a tropical storm in the Gulf of California. That's the progression of the cirrus clouds coming in here. And the cirrus clouds are about 25,000 feet off the ground. It's way below freezing there. Those are ice crystals, and they basically act like a prism. And they split the light into different colors, and there's also some reflection. And with the lower sun angle this time of the year, it's pretty cool. I think that might be the best shot of the weekend there with the horse. There's a look at one of the circumzenithal arcs, the smiling rainbow. And down below that, you can see the upper tangent and the periarc on top of the sun, and then the 22-degree halo. But again, thanks to everybody for the great pictures yesterday. And I was out. For those that don't know, I typically play tennis on Sunday evenings, and we had to stop and look at that for a little bit because it was just so cool. And of course, listen, all the chemtrail HAARP people, it's been rough. I mean, it's been rough. And most of them are not nice. I mean, you have the freedom to believe whatever you want to believe. If you don't think cirrus clouds exist and the government's controlling our minds and giving you diarrhea because of chemtrails, which don't exist, by the way, that's fine. Nice sunset last night on the Gulf Coast. Anytime you got those cirrus clouds, and again, this time of the year, the sunset tends to be awfully nice. And again, it is time to harvest that cotton. Good looking sunset there in the Alabama sky late yesterday. Got a really busy week ahead, but a fun week. I'm going to be a mystery server at a local elementary school. I'm not going to say which one because it's a mystery. So I'll be in the lunchroom at 7 o'clock. And y'all know me, I love the lunchroom ladies. If you want to know what's going on in an elementary school, you go right to the lunchroom ladies, and they know everything. They're the greatest. So I'll be a mystery server at a local elementary school this morning at 7. And then from there, headed to Westminster School at Oak Mountain in Shelby County for a weather program. And then Altadena Valley Presbyterian Church for their kindergarten program after that for a weather program. Tomorrow, going up to the Alabama's great Tennessee Valley, Killen, I'll see my friends at Brooks Elementary School. Been there before. That's a great place. Wednesday, going to Hueytown to see some of the little ones at First United Methodist Church in their kindergarten program there. Cullman County on Thursday, Welty Elementary School. And then I'll be in Shelby County on Friday at Forest Oaks Elementary School. And I don't have the schedule yet for Friday Night Rivals or the book signing, but we'll post all that as we find out. But it's going to be a fun week. And, of course, Weather Brains, our show for weather dweebs, nerds, dorks, and weenies. That's tonight at 7 Central on the Weather Brains YouTube channel, youtube.com/weatherbrains. And most people listen to the podcast version. It's a kind of a core podcast. That'll be out early tomorrow morning. And we do invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday, and God bless.